We've come into the county of Flintshire to visit Caerwys, and in particular St Mary's Church. The Church of St Michael in Caerwys is in the diocese of St Asaph in the community of Caerwys in the county of Flintshire. The church occupies an off-centre location in the medieval planned settlement of Caerwys, which is a little over 5 miles to the east of St Asaph. It has a late 13th century tower and nave to which a chancel and a north aisle were later added. The building contains a 13th century effigy, broken sepulchral slabs of the 14th century, and a range of wooden furnishings of the 17th century. The church is sited in a large level churchyard with 2 lych gates, one originally dating from the 15th century. The tower is said to have been constructed in the late 13th century and raised probably around 1687, and re-raised, or certainly repaired, in 1769. Ellis Davis, however, thought that there had been considerable alterations to the tower in the late 15th century or the early 16th century. The west end of the south nave is also thought to be from this period, though the surviving window is 14th century. Here we have the plaque in memory of Thomas and Mary Evans of the Royal Oak in Caerwys, in loving memory of them. This porch actually was built in memory of Thomas and Mary Evans of the Royal Oak. The Royal Oak is a Grade 2 listed building and dates back to the 16th century. Well, there are 2 pubs in Caerwys, obviously have been dominating the village. Those 2 pubs, at least 2 pubs. Here we see the grave of Edward Andrews, who was buried here in 1867 of the Piccadilly Inn, which is still going to this day. The Piccadilly Inn is said to date from 1662. Many years ago the inn was owned by Lord Mostyn, who had a racehorse named Piccadilly. The horse won a race which took place on the old Holywell racecourse near Babell, and in recognition of the victory, Lord Mostyn gave the inn to his jockey, hence the origin of the present name. Okay, well, it's chimed 6 o'clock. I'm by a very interesting grave here in St Michael's Church in Caerwys, and it's of Iorwerth Lewis Davis, RNAS, who made the supreme sacrifice during the Battle of Britain. 18th of August 1940, aged only 23 years. 23 years of age, it's no age, is it? At peace. The first thing you notice about St Michael's is beautifully kept inside the graveyard and also outside where there's flowers, tributes. Really well kept, beautiful church. Okay, well, surrounding St Michael's is the wall, built around about the 1890s, but incorporated into the wall itself is a piece from the original wall, which dates from about 1600, and here it is. As soon as you come through the Lich Gate, you're hitting memorials to people. It's such an old church, this. Even on the floor here, as you come through the gate, worn away by centuries of feet passing on the way to service, here is a stone in commemoration of a believer. It's quite interesting here. They mix the very old graves, which are basically lying flat, the flat tombstones here, with the more modern stones behind. Yes, it's a very ancient church. Look no further than this door. And I'm not sure if you can see what it says on the door, but there's a date carved into the wood. 1780, the year of the door. And it has stood the test of time. The tower of the church was built on the site of a Roman observation tower. It has been suggested by some that the dedication to St Michael actually points to an early 8th century church, when the cult of St Michael became very popular in Wales. There is a well, in fact, about half a mile west of the church known as Ffynnon Mihangel, which may also indicate this. The earliest reference to the church is 1244, when it was nominated as a meeting place between Prince David and King Henry III, and it was again referred to in 1284 when compensation was paid to the rector for damage done to the church during Edward I's incursion into Wales. Okay, this is Caerwys Institute, and the first time I came to Caerwys to have a good look round, it's a couple of years ago, probably 1999. I was after a specific memorial and I found it here. And what is it? Well, it's to do with the institute itself, which was erected to commemorate the men from the village who were killed in the First World War. And there's obviously a plaque, and the plaque is here. And there's one name that I was interested in, is from my town of Denbigh, and the name is ABC Jones. Quite a memorable name, Alfred Benjamin Cockrell Jones, and it was his name that I came to seek. Been to his grave over in France, and I wanted to see how he was commemorated here in Caerwys. We're on the Denbigh to Mold Road. You can see behind me the mast that dominates the whole area. Caerwys is up on a hill behind us, that way. To the right is Mold, to the left is Denbigh. Flintshire is a stunning county for scenery. We're here on the crossroads, and we have a quite old 1882 milestone here.